Stager Scientific is sponsoring this podcast. Remember, for all your scientific needs, please call Stager Scientific. That's 555-1212. Again, 555-1212. Stager Scientific, get it right the first time.
Today on this podcast, we'll be focusing on how air pollution affects people. But how does air pollution affect people? Long-term health effects and health risks have been caused by air pollution. Dr. Margaret Fraser, an associate professor of the Department of Geosciences at the University of Milwaukee, says extreme heat can cause heart disease and death in humans. Many diseases like malaria will become more widespread, skin cancers will be more prevalent, rising sea levels will affect drinkable water quality, and the list goes on and on. These issues are caused by climate change, and air pollution takes part in climate change, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Air pollution is a harmful amount of dust, fumes, and gases that are emitted into the air and can cause health risks. Places like coal-burning fire plants or landfills could produce harmful gases such as methane or mercury. The cycle of air pollution starts with humans and ends with humans. For example, people emit harmful greenhouse gases into the air. Greenhouse gases are chemical compounds that are part of Earth's atmosphere. Those gases start to deplete the ozone layer. The ozone layer protects Earth from ultraviolet light, which is a form of radiation. As the ozone layer starts to deplete, more ultraviolet rays or wavelengths travel to the Earth. Ultraviolet light is known to cause skin cancer, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. The cycle starts with humans and ends with humans by people emitting gases into the air. The gases are causing health risks. When people emit air pollutants, it is causing health risks and impact Earth and its atmosphere. So first, let's start off with the graph that is being shown while I'm talking now. Now, one of the reasons that there is a rise in global temperatures is an increase in carbon dioxide emissions. The graph that is shown in the podcast is showing the correlation between human CO2 emissions and the rise in global temperatures. At the end of the graph from 1980 to 2010, it shows that CO2 emissions are at its largest, and so is global temperatures. Rising temperatures is something that we need to fix because it is not only affecting humans, but the remaining of the world as well. Earlier, we talked about how air pollution can affect the health of humans near landfills. So here we have Deborah Morales. She lives in Glacier Ridge, Wisconsin, 5 minutes away from the Glacier Ridge landfill. So Deborah, tell us more about what happened and how landfills affected you.
Lord help me, I could not get my breath. So I called the doctor as I woke up one night just gasping for air. The doctor said it might be possible that I was having a lack of oxygen in the atmosphere. This was possibly replaced with methane in my home. Though through time I had noticed that my clothing was not fitting on me proper like, and I had lost my weight, and my eyes were constantly itching. I would scratch them and scratch them and scratch them. Lord help me, I scratched my eyes until they were red and watery. I think this was because of the methane coming from that landfill over there in that Glacier Ridge area.
Thanks so much for calling, Deborah. Bye.
Honey, I feel like we've been talking forever. But I do have to go because I got a coupon for free mashed potatoes at the diner down the road. But you give me a call anytime you want to talk about these landfill things and this air thing and this terrible, terrible problem I got with my eyes and my headaches. So you call me, honey. Bye-bye.
According to the New York City Health Department, landfills can produce methane. Methane is a flammable gas that is colorless and odorless and can lead to health risks like coughing, irritation of eyes, nose, and throat. Headache, nausea, and breathing difficulties may also occur. Those symptoms like nasal blockage, sleeping difficulties, weight loss, chest pain, and aggravation don't always occur. They may sometimes, depending on the amount of certain gases and chemicals that a person inhales. These gases travel through the soil and can collect in buildings close to landfills. People are affected by landfills because of the health risks that are caused by the dangerous gases and chemicals that landfills produce, like methane. Not only do landfills create harmful gases, but also coal-burning fire plants, or CBPs. CBPs create 84 out of the 187 of all hazardous air pollutants, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. These hazardous pollutants can affect the kidney, lung, nervous, and respiratory systems, and the exposure to those chemicals may also affect learning, memory, and behavior of a person. Also, 50% of all mercury emissions are created by CBPs, according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine. Mercury and arsenic can cause health risks. Other gases like sulfides and ammonia can also create health risks. Dr. Fraser says landfill gases are created when buried trash and waste are decomposed by bacteria. The gases that are emitted, like sulfides and ammonia, are really smelly to humans. In large amounts, these gases can cause people to be nauseous or have headaches. CBPs also produce arsenic. Arsenic is an element of atomic number 33. Mercury is an element of atomic number 80, and they both vaporize in the air in order to become an air pollutant.
I live in Kaukauna, Wisconsin, 15 minutes away from Fox Energy Company.
This is Emily Steinberg.
Each year, everybody has an obsession, right?
Yep.
Well, last year, mine was clams. I ate so many clams over time that I got mercury poisoning.
So how does mercury poisoning in clams connect to CBPs? Well, when CBPs produce mercury, the particles of mercury collect on raindrops when it rains. As the rain falls, it goes into bodies of water. The mercury is ingested by fish like shellfish. Shellfish are things like clams. People who eat large amounts of shellfish are at greater risk of getting mercury poisoning, like Emily, according to the National Science of Medicine. Another gas that can affect human health is carbon dioxide. According to Mark Jacobson, a professor of civil and environmental engineering at Stanford University, says an increase in 1 degree Celsius caused by an increase in carbon dioxide emissions can lead to 1,000 extra deaths and many additional respiratory illnesses like asthma per year in the U.S. If no restrictions or changes are made, the death rate will increase relating to carbon dioxide. According to Mark Jacobson, carbon dioxide and other air particles can crack tires, so you can imagine what it does to your lungs in high concentrations. Cardiovascular and respiratory illnesses can be caused by air particles like carbon dioxide. Cardiovascular systems are things like blood vessels and your heart. Carbon dioxide is a gas that can become harmful if produced at an overly large extent. Some places in the world have a larger amount of CO2 than in other countries. Dr. Margaret Fraser says China, India, and Europe have higher levels of airborne particulate matter than in the U.S. China leads the world in the amount of CO2 it puts into the atmosphere, but the U.S. is second. Overall, people are affected by air pollution by causing health risks, illnesses, and deaths. Places like CBPs and landfills can produce harmful gases. An increase in carbon dioxide emissions and other greenhouse gases are emitted into the air and can affect the health of humans in the U.S. and globally. But how can we solve air pollution? Dr. Fraser says, I think we can make small changes in our day-to-day lives. We can lower the amount of pollutants we put into the air by turning off appliances when we aren't using them, walking instead of driving to places, and lowering the thermostat in our homes. These are just a few examples. These examples can reduce the amount of air pollution in the U.S. and globally. Pollution that humans produce is affecting ourselves. We're hurting ourselves when we're throwing away our garbage, when we're turning on our lights. The fact that we're hurting ourselves to keep cool on a hot summer's day, or when we're hurting ourselves to keep the lights on when we aren't even using them, is indescribable. People say that there are better things to focus on than the environment. But Margaret Mead, a 1960s anthropologist, once said, "We won't have a society if we destroy the environment." So the question is asked, how will human life, how will any life survive without a home for it to survive in? Save the earth, save ourselves. Thanks to all the people who helped me, Michael Steger and Hannah Van Forest. Thanks for listening.